Hey, what's happening? This is your host, Tony Kimball, and I'd like to welcome you all to Transforming Lives. And I'm excited, as always, about my guest. But before we do that, if you have not subscribed to Transforming Lives on YouTube, and that's Transforming Lives 2020, also go to Apple Podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to Transforming Lives podcast as well, guys. I would gladly appreciate that, showing some love in those areas. So tonight, guys, we continue on. We're talking with real people with genuine people with real lives. And, I've known this gentleman for quite a bit of time. And, I remember seeing his post from him with the music. And remember, he kind of went through some difficulties at this particular point. And then I remember him stepping into the water. So for those that are listening, man, remember this. If you're starting something out and you may not feel like people are supporting you, or you may not feel like people are looking. Just like I said, I've looked at his journey on down the road, and I can remember this water that he kept putting out. I kept seeing things on this page talking about the water. And I'm like, okay, all right. I drink water, but I didn't really realize the impact. My next guest is Lee Coffey. I want to call him his son's name. My bad, man. I'm going to get on apologize to you right off. I got Lee Tavius in my mind, Lee Coffey. And he's the CEO of MSM LLC. And the thing I love about this gentleman, man, he's just genuine. He's a dude that's going out and he's hustling about his business. And guys, tonight he's going to give us a lot more insight on this water. Something about this water. In fact, the brother I bought a case, and in fact, I bought another case today. No, excuse me, last night. So it's something about this water. So my next guest I'm going to bring onto the stage is Lee Coffey. What's up, man?
What's good? What's good? How you doing today?
I'm man. Hey, my bad. I had your son name in my head the whole time, man. My bad,
Oh,
man.
it's all
I'm
right.
good.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Like I said, I sure appreciate the introduction and all.
No doubt, no doubt. So typically when I bring people on, I want to kind of get them loosened up. So I ask first, man, what's your favorite childhood memory?
Favorite childhood memory? I would say maybe with me winning the kids basketball champion when I was younger. There was like a big thing for me because we like to play ball and we stayed going to church and we had a big church lead and for us to be so small. I remember we went undefeated. We were undefeated and won the championship.
Okay, that's what's up, man. It's in your blood, man. Definitely, definitely. Um, no, your journey, as I stated, is one that's unique, one that you continue moving forward. So, one of the questions I want to ask you is, tell me about, three of the most influential people, the people that influence your life, and how did they have an impact on you?
I would say at first my dad would be the first one. So like he just taught me everything growing up. Like knowledge was the key. He would always drill in my head. If you want to own something, learn your craft. It was basically was telling me, whatever you're gonna do in life, the less you know, the more money you're gonna spend. So he was like, if you educate
Mm,
yourself and get more knowledgeable, that'll keep you from how to spend out so much money. So if you plan on getting a house, learn how to build a house, learn how to fix a house, whatever you doing. If you getting a vehicle, learn how to work on it, fix on it, because the less knowledge you know on it, the more you spending out, out your pocket to get it fixed. So there was something like kind of stuck with me that gave me self-discipline. It just always was in my head. I didn't never like asking nobody for nothing, so I always tried to, make my own way to it. If I got to hustle it out, I just got to hustle it out. I knew it was better in the longer route. So I would say he was probably my first one. I had an uncle, my uncle Lonnie Pistrid. I know a lot of people might know him. I don't know if you're familiar with the name or not, but he was like a legendary blues singer. I was small. I remember my uncle going on tours, playing with BB King. And at the time, I was into music a lot, and I used to watch my uncle make a guitar with a 2x4 and a fishing string, and he could play the guitar as if it was an electric guitar, if it was an acoustic guitar. So my uncle got famous for playing a one string guitar, just traveling around the world, coming back home, telling me, the stuff he was seeing on the road, how people would treat him, and me just getting to hear all the legendary stories about him and other people. So like he played a big part on me for the music in my life also. And I said last would be Mr. Marquise Forge. This is the owner of the water company. This is a guy that I met on the road doing shows. I had a church who asked me about doing some performing. I don't do like gospel music. I just like to do music, and they kept asking me, and
right.
so I didn't want to charge the church about it like that. So after a couple months, I said I come to Alabama, do it for free. Well, upon doing in the show, I met Mr. Marquis Forge, and he loved the Mississippi Living singer I had at the time. He was a pastor. He just kept saying, "Man, I got a dream of a water company, and man, I want to tie you to it. I want to teach you everything I know. Take it with you. Tell everybody about it. Break generation curses and other families. Make it big and hire other black people." So like I said, he played a big part, and I didn't know too much about water and businesses, and he came in, educated me on businesses, on water, on basically anything that I wanted to know for business wise. So that played a
Mm.
major impact in what I have going on.
I didn't realize that right there, man. To see how all those things, and I'm gonna try to wrap back around what you said about with your dad, man. On the less you know, the more you have to pay, man. So that I've made a mental note. We're gonna wrap back around to that. That's powerful. So you've named the three influential people in your life, man. So the question becomes: did Lee Coffey see himself becoming the person he is today? Tell us about it.
No, not really. I knew I was gonna be good at something. I knew I was gonna be famous at something or rich or however you want to say it. I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
I figured if it was music, it was basketball, it was something. I just had so many different talents of doing stuff. I just didn't know, but I just always stayed hungry for just trying to stay on top of whatever I was doing. I knew whatever I found that I liked in my groove, I was gonna stick with it. And like I said, I thought it would have been the music till my lungs collapsed inside me back. And I said after over that time, I started drinking the water and I started seeing the benefits of the water. And I knew God gave me a story to tell, so they gave me my purpose there. I knew I liked the hustle, so I just went in the full gear with it. Like educate them, let me tell them about the story, or let me just tell them the whole name.
Yeah. I could definitely um, understand how sometimes we're like, I don't necessarily know my path, but that thing works out, and that's the amazing part about it. So we're gonna jump into this water, but did you see yourself? Do you always want to be an entrepreneur? Like you kind of started on the story on with your dad, but like entrepreneurship, was that the thing that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, even with me doing music, after he taught me everything, I started getting into making my own music. I always owned my own studio. Like whatever I did, we recorded, I owned it, everything. There was one thing I was taught, like in order for you to be successful in this world, you got to own something. If you ain't gonna own it, you're gonna spend all your money paying bills, hiring people to help you. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it as if I like Apple phones so much, I'm gonna keep buying the app. I might well own some of the stock. Let me be an owner of it too, then instead of me just keep buying it. I need to have some type of ownership because if not, the cycle gonna keep repeating itself.
Yeah. So I can hear it in your voice, man. It's flowing like it's entrepreneurship is on you, man. So you've kind of, let's touch on one of the lessons that, one lesson entrepreneurship has taught you and everybody should know at this point in their lives.
One lesson is, man, take no days off. No days off. It's gonna be some days you're gonna be up. You need to keep going and stay up. When the days you down, keep going because you don't want to get too far behind. Like I know it's some long days, man. You just got to stay on it. Like it's a work in progress, a non-stop, especially if if you don't have the resources there you need, to educate you in the right way. So man, it's a lesson learned. Like I would suggest everybody to educate themselves, stay on it, learn much as you can. One thing I always tell people, in order for to be an entrepreneur and to be successful in anything you're doing, you're gonna have to dedicate at least 10,000 hours. Like you're gonna have to, if you can't
That's
afford to
right.
work 4 years straight for 4 years straight, 6 days a week for 12 or 15 hours a day, it ain't for you. Like you're gonna have to be able to dedicate at least that amount of time to lay back for a while.
Man, look, I really want to stay there for a minute. I'm gonna keep this thing flowing because you just said something, man. You named them numbers out, man. 4 years, six
Yep,
days a week.
yep,
You said 12 to 15 hours
a day. Yep.
a day. And I know you're not lying because
Well, it's gonna take it.
entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship is something. It's you got your 9 to 5s, man, but you work more being an
Oh,
entrepreneur than you do 9 to 5.
yep, you got to stay up and stay on it. Like I say, it's a grind, it's a work in progress, but it's also when you reap the benefits, I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth the
Definitely.
grind.
Absolutely. Here's Pastor Hawkins. I'm so proud of both of you. These young men, awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Uh, Pastor Hawkins, my classmate right here. She said that's good to something at some point. That's my classmate Tiffany Reed, Jono's wife right there, Pastor Reed's wife. So let's jump on into it, man. You've laid it out. I've already finished one water. I got my other in the back. So, brother, tell us what you do.
Well, I'm the sole distributor for 1186 Real Artesian Water out of Tuggaville, Alabama. First of all, let me start with saying we are the only black-owned ultra premium water company in the world. We blow our own bottles, fill our own bottles, cap them, label them. It all did in-house. And when you drink the water, you the first person to drink that water in like thousands of years. We don't touch it in no kind of way from the ground to the bottom. So like it is a perfect pH balance, 6.9, no chemicals, no additive. It haven't been altered any type of way, all natural. Some of the purest water in the world.
And here's the thing. This is so funny because I travel a lot around the state, right? So in fact, me not realizing one of your stores in a store in I think it's Como. I think it is. I think it's Como on 51.
Yep, Como Phillip.
God, so I go in there and I eat, right? So this is a new place. I go in there and eat, man. Not even realizing that there are cases of water that were there. So, that's crazy. It's crazy because I travel to different stores, right? Like convenience store, like, if I find a good convenience store, I stop and, eat there. But to think, man, I'm like, it's water because listen to me, viewers, I want you to understand. I talked to this brother. We conversed through Messenger. We talked on the phone. He laid it out to me straight like that. And I'm like, okay, boom. I'm gonna try. All right, I'm gonna try this water out, right? So I go get a case of water. I'm like, this, cool. When I saw my kids drinking it, my little boy drinking it, I said it's something different about. I don't know. I don't know what's in it. It's pure. I don't know. But my youngest had it, and right, he if he got the water, drinking the water, guys, yeah, most definitely. It's something about this water that I don't know, man. I wish I can say what it is, but I know I bought me another case yesterday.
They're real water. They're real water.
So you mentioned it being a black-owned company. Just kind of looked at it. What's one thing from just the business that you didn't expect?
I didn't expect it to grow the way it did. Like when I first started in it, my biggest thing was getting into the water business was because of my kids wanted a job, and it was like the heart of the pandemic, wasn't nobody hiring at the time, and I knew I said everybody drink water, so I'm partnering with a water company. If y'all want a job, we just get water. You better work for yourself. So there was some. We just started out. We started. I think got 100 cases on. We bought 100 cases on a Wednesday. Picked them up that Friday. They were gone Sunday morning. And so for the next month, it's like we took a trip in the U-Haul every 6 to 7 days, reloading the U-Haul. And each time we reloaded the U-Haul, it got bigger. After the fourth or fifth time, they just said, man, y'all selling some more water. We got this, you into a semi now, stop coming in the U-Haul. You need a semi. And so we went from 3-4 U-Hauls to a full semi to doing, I want to say 4 semis the first year. And I kind of seen it growing, but like I said, it was in the heart of the pandemic and a lot of people were losing their job and we were still picking up business. And so I said, as this year came, last year was our first full year. So when I did that, we went from 4 semis to 10 semis. So we maybe moved over right at 400,000 bottles with our hand. Just
Hold up, man. Hold up. Now, okay, I'm a math guy, right? So I'm understanding, like you said, you went from U-Hauls to semis. Now,
yep.
that's a big difference, man. You U-Haul, you just, you picking up stuff, you moving furniture. Semis, you doing much more than moving furniture on semis, right?
Yeah, you're right. Because each time we went to load, we started with a 10-foot U-Haul. We probably could put 100 or so cases. Then we went to a
Mhm.
16 to a 26-foot, and we stuck with the 26-foot maybe 2-3 weeks straight. And it was only allowing us to bring like 4 or 5 pallets at a time. And when I got back, they were sold as soon as I got here 2-3 days later. And I got tired of making trips around the clock, all night unloading. So it got to the point we sat down and formed the business. Me and the owner, this one, he taught me how to do an LLC. He walked me through the steps. We did, everything like me and you talking now. We made sure everything was right with all the paperwork. We formed a partnership. So he just made me the sole distributor of Mississippi and the Memphis areas. And man, like I said, after then, he said, wherever you go, the water will flow, and the water been flowing. It been
Wow,
flowing.
that's what's up because I understand entrepreneurship and to become a sole distributor over a region that that's different. Like you can sell some bottles, but when you become the sole distributor, man, that's a different lane. Yeah. So, what's a common myth about your job or your field? We need to say a job, but what's a common myth?
When everyone say all water is the same, that is
Okay.
not true. All water is not the same. We have several different types of water, but all water is not the same. I know you probably can tell the difference now with drinking, our water and drinking other brands. You can start to taste the aftertaste or taste the chemicals that other brands had. You can basically see what they were selling. But there are some good water brands out there. But I just still say at the end of the day, can't nothing compete with Mother Nature. I don't care how mechanically is the water been altered. You're not going to beat Mother Nature.
Right. Yeah. And that's one thing, right? That the aftertaste, that was
Hmm.
one of the key things for me that I was kind of like, okay, do I move this? Do I need to go give me some more? It was the aftertaste, and you can tell the difference with the aftertaste. That was, yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Another thing would be a lot of people would like to say, a lot of people stuck in the mindset of alkaline water. Let me get 7.8 pH, 8.0, and 9 plus. Well, the body is not made. You can drink the water, but you really overworking your body. Your GI system wasn't made to drink water like that. It had to process it down. I had to break the water down to process through
mhm,
your body. You really overworking your body drinking water of a high pH level. I look at it as if driving a car and overheating. It's the same thing. You got to keep
right.
pouring water in. That's why our water flows so smooth. It's the pH balance go from 0 to 14. We so close to 7 that the water so pure. Your GI system don't have to break the water down to process it. It just flow right through it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not good in the medical field, but them words and stuff like that, I'm cool. Something happening, right? I agree with you on that. Something is happening. So, and
Yeah,
I got to go ahead.
I'm gonna say I like to give people like the liquor scenario. Even with people drinking liquor, they get so drunk or intoxicated quick because they liver can't process it. As soon as they start drinking,
Mm,
their liver cannot process it. It's too acidic. They need some. More pure to balance them out.
mm,
So it's the same way with high alkaline water. you can't process it. It got to break it down to process the flow through it. It wasn't made to. It wasn't, your body wasn't made to process it.
Right. Yeah. Um, so yeah, man, this is powerful information right here. What's something I didn't ask that because you share some great stuff, man? Something that I didn't ask, but you would like to share.
Um, Main thing I would like to share is know what you buying. A lot of people, like I said, even though with me being in the water industry, I still find like a lot of people don't want to look at what they buying. Like I said, they think water is just water. And in reality, some people wants to pick up their bottles and Google the ingredients that they have. Some brands, which I won't call no names, like some of them have chemicals in the same chemicals they give you on death row for lethal injection. A lot of them got baking soda and stuff in. But it's a lot of harmful chemicals that's in the water that's hurting the body that people don't even know. They just picking it up, drinking and thinking, oh, the water good just because they say it's good, or they say it's this high alkaline is good. Well, they're not the truth. Like you need to read. Like you should know. Like us coming from Mississippi and having older people, they were more drinking well water, living off the land, so they live longer. It wasn't no chemicals, no adders or enhancers in none of their food and none of their water. So in today's society, you really can't go into the grocery store and find fruits that got seeds in. Like everything is cloned now, because it's all like a money scheme. That's how I look at it. Like you really the demand on pure water hard to find. You really can't find everything. A money scheme. They want to sell you stuff with chemicals. That's why you going in the store. You seeing purified water, 10 cases for $5. They can afford to sell it to you there because it's only tap water out your sink anyway that they selling you. But people don't know that because they not looking at the labels.
Now, all right, I didn't try a whole bunch of different waters, and I rarely pay attention to the labels. I rarely.
Exactly.
I try all different. I try to get. Yeah, this is helping me right here because no, man, I don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
you gonna want to know what you put in. Like your body is, electric and man, 70% of it is water. So you need to stay hydrated. Even the fruits that we eat, watermelon stuff like that. These are fruits that have water in it. They are natural. That's how they were grown for us to eat. It wasn't for us to buy water with chemicals in. Purified water. That basically you selling me tap water. That you running through machines and putting processes to it and adding your enhancers to it, and now you will sell it to me, and it's harmful. So I think that's the biggest thing. But I don't blame nobody because I was doing the same thing before I got into the water field. I wasn't looking at it. I just was drinking water. I thought all water was the same until I started seeing the benefits of the water that we had firsthand basis. So I knew what the water could do.
Right, absolutely, man. This has been you've informed a lot, man, because we don't. So it's great to hear um, what you're bringing to the table to educate us about water. Because it was like, most times we're like, man, it's just some water.
Yep.
No, it impacts our body, and you don't realize it.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Um, so towards the end of the show, I typically ask our guests to leave us with 3 words with the viewers. So, giving you the floor, man. What's 3 words you want to leave with the viewers?
I think my 3 words, I'm gonna go back to keep on going.
Yeah,
Keep on going.
yeah,
Yep. Yep. Whatever it is, keep going.
and that's the thing about entrepreneur. You got to keep going. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, brother, man, I appreciate you coming on and sharing with us, um, educating us about water, and it's not just any water. Let me be clear. 1186 artesian, real artesian water. So I want to put this in the camera so everybody see it, man. If it got Tony Kimmel going by another case, I think it's real worth it. So Yeah. So, brother, I'm gonna have you in the background real quick. Don't leave. I'm gonna close out the show. So I'm gonna send you
All
to the
right.
background real quick. All right, guys. Look, it's a joy to have Lee on. It's amazing what's happening in the state of Mississippi concerning water, but it's amazing what's happening in Yalobusha County. This gentleman right here is from Yalobusha County. I'm from Yalobusha. A lot of people I'm bringing on are from Yalobusha County, but we're not just stationed in Yalobusha County. We are branching out and making a difference. Again, guys, if you don't have this water there, you want to go and find your local area and you're able to do that going to the website. I'm gonna bring this up real quick. The website. Then think about that. I'm gonna bring up the website so that everybody can know where to go to get to this. This water is well worth. So here we go right here. All right. We got it, 1186 real artesian water. We got a store. We got the story. We got the product locations. But moreover, you need to go check with Lee. He is a sole distributor. So again, guys, thank y'all so much for staying on with us. Some powerful information. Thank you so much for joining Transforming Lives. If you have not subscribed, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Get notifications as well. And if you're Apple Podcasts, this will be on Apple Podcasts as well. So guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a great one. And as I always say with my life gems, don't stay stuck at your potential. Have a great one.